Hi, this is Sue from the Bedford Free Public Library, and thank you for joining me for Book Bits. Today I'll be featuring new picture books that we've received recently in the library. I wanted to start with this one, Under the Lilacs by E.B. Goodale. And I wanted to start by saying often we're in such a rush to get to the story and the text that we skip this first page that has the title and other information. And in this particular book, there's actually some information here that you don't find in the rest of the book. So I would encourage you to start here and then move on to the story, which is about a little girl who's really having a rough day. Here it says, "Sometimes I want to run away." She's feeling very left out. Her mom is busy and her sister can't be bothered to play with her. And she just doesn't really know where she wants to be or how she would feel comfortable. And she spends the book trying to figure out a place that could be hers and who she might want to share it with. Maybe sometimes you feel that way too, like other people are just too busy to spend time with you, and this might be a good book for you. You might get some good ideas. I also wanted to show just a few of the pictures. They're very appealing, print and ink and digital collage. There's the first page where she's really feeling kind of left out. Her mom's busy doing a music lesson. So I'd say this book is appropriate for preschool and up. It's kind of a short story and really a very nice one. The next book that I wanted to share is called Kaia and the Bees by Maribeth Boelts and Angela Dominguez did the pictures. And as you can see from the cover, Kaia has sort of mixed feelings about bees. She knows a lot about them. Her father is a beekeeper, and he keeps bees on the top of their apartment building. And Kaia likes to share all the information she knows with her friends. She can be sort of a know-it-all about bees. But it turns out that she's also very afraid of being stung. And so when her friends find that out, they give her a little bit of a hard time. And she decides that she's ready to go and spend more time with the bees and face her fear. And the book is about her dealing with that, and that it takes some time and you have to persevere. And so it's a good book both about facts about bees and also about dealing with fear and overcoming things. So I would say that it's a little bit longer than the previous book, so maybe age 4 and up. And let me show you some of the illustrations. They're nice and big and bright. Here's Kaia in her normal bravery, and here's a picture of her family. So these are done in colored pencil, and there's color added digitally. So that is Kaia and the Bees. The next book I have is called Nesting by Henry Cole. And this is also a picture book. It's quite short, so I think it would be appropriate for preschool, maybe even toddler and up. And it is about robins and nesting. Perhaps you've noticed some robins in your neighborhood. In my neighborhood, we've noticed them both building nests, and now they're starting to feed their babies. I'm hoping we'll see them fledge soon. This book has lovely illustrations. It's done in pen and acrylic paint. Let me show you just a few so you get a sense of what to expect from this story. And there's information at the back about robins, as well as it being a story about sort of the life cycle, right, from building the nest through the birds hatching and learning to fly. So that is Nesting by Henry Cole. And the last book I wanted to share with you, the last new book, is called The Threebilly Buenos. It's by Susan Middleton Elya, and it's illustrated by Miguel Ordóñez. So this book has words in both Spanish and English, and at the beginning there is a glossary to help with pronunciation, which I found very useful. I'm just going to read the first page so you have a sense of what the style of the story is. So here we go. There once were 3 goats, a brotherly trio. They needed to crisscross a fast-moving rio. But under the bridge lived a grumpy gigante with tootsies as big as a small elefante. And as you can see, these are big, bright illustrations in kind of large shapes and primary colors. It's very appealing. It's also not a traditional telling of the three billy goats Gruff. As you may know, Buenos means good and not gruff, so we actually get to learn why the grumpy old troll is grumpy, and so there's a bit of a twist to the ending, so I think you might enjoy that. If you are looking for something more traditional, we have many versions of the three billy goats Gruff. I chose one to share with you that's illustrated by Jerry Pinckney, just because he's won so many medals and he has a really lovely style. He does mostly work in watercolors, and I'll give you a sense of what that looks like here. And his version actually has a slightly different ending, but is much more the typical grumpy troll and the sort of tricky billy goats. If you like the style of English and Spanish together, Susan Middleton Elya has other books, including this one, which is Little Roja Riding Hood. It's illustrated by a different illustrator, Susan Govar, so it looks a little bit different than the three billy goats Buenos, but it's the same sort of style of text where there are Spanish words. And if you're looking for a more traditional version of Little Red Riding Hood, we have many of those, including one by Jerry Pinckney again, which still has his style of illustration, which again looks more like this. So you can request any or all of these titles by going to the library's website and searching the catalog, and you'll find our web address in the description of the video that is below. Please feel free to contact us if you'd like other suggestions or if you have any questions at all. We are always happy to help. And thank you for spending time with me today.